Great, now y'all look a little more refreshed. My name is Amissa, and I'm from the University of Alberta. Not only am I a representative of the institution, I have 2 degrees in pharmacology and education, and I'm looking at doing my master's. So obviously I really like the institution and have lots of great information to tell you today. So we are one of the top 5 universities in Canada, and what this means for any student attending is that you're going to get a world-class education during your time, be it 4, 5, 6, 10 years at the U of A. You're going to get something that is recognized throughout the world as something that will get you further in higher education. We have a recognized reputation of excellence in research, and what this means for students is that you are actually learning about cutting-edge research from the people who are doing it. At a lot of other institutions, you'll be reading the papers of our professors, which is great for you as students because if you're really interested in maybe researching something about crop science, you can actually do it in your undergraduate degree. Now, just because we have research excellence doesn't mean we forget about the teaching component. The U of A actually has 34 3M teaching awards. And you may be asking, what the heck is that? That's like the Oscars of university teaching. Not only is 34 the most amount of 3M teaching awards for post-secondary institutions in Canada, it is double the second place person. So the U of A has a reputation not only of research, but of world-class teaching. Now, coming from a rural school, I graduated with 19 people, so the class sizes thing kind of scared me. However, at the U of A, actually, 80% of our classes are 50 students or less. And for those classes that are greater than 50 students, we typically have seminar or lab components that are going to be 30 students or less. So you really do get a chance to interact not only with your fellow students, but also with your professors. One thing, however, you are going to have to go and talk to your professors because they do have a lot of things on their plates as well. They want you to come and talk to them because they want to know that you're really interested in what they're doing. Another fantastic thing about the University of Alberta is we have choice. We have over 200 undergraduate programs. So basically, we can find something that fits with what you like to do. Maybe you like to do engineering. We obviously have a very well-known engineering program, but we also have fantastic programs in things such as political science and drama. Now this is a list of our direct entry faculties, and what that means is students coming straight out of high school would be looking at entering. So they're listed right there. Under each of these faculties, we have several different programs based on different areas of study. We also have several faculties that require pre-professional studies, so many of the other institutions have talked about their programs that will get you that study. So you do have to have at least 1 to, in some cases, a full degree, so 1 year to a full degree to enter into some of these programs. So something like a business degree, you can actually finish in 4 years total, whereas at a law degree, you're looking at 8 years total. Now, admission requirements, that's a big deal for everyone. For the U of A, you're going to need 5 courses. One of those is non-negotiable. It's always going to be grade 12 English. And then we're looking at 4 other grade 12 courses. Those courses really depend on what program you're looking at going into. So some of our programs, like the Faculty of Arts, will take a lot of different programs. We actually had a student admitted with English and 4 other languages at the 30 level. So that means you can basically have anything for that degree. If you're looking at engineering, you're going to be much more restrictive. We want English, calculus, math, chemistry, and physics. So it really depends where you're looking to go as to what we're going to require from you. A big misconception about the University of Alberta is that we're competitive coming straight out of high school. That is not the case. All you need to do is meet our minimum admission average, and you're guaranteed a spot. So our averages this year range from 70% to 90%. We only have 1 program at that 90%. The rest are in the 70 to 80 range. And a full listing of those is available at our website, and I have most of them in my head. And what does that mean for you as homeschooling students? So it just means that we require a transcript with those grade 12 courses on it from a recognized program or institution. So if you have challenged Alberta exams and can get an official Alberta transcript, that's all we need. I also have a listing of course equivalencies for things like the SATs, as well as American-based curriculums. So Many people don't realize the University of Alberta actually has more than one campus. Everybody knows about our North Campus. That's the one that's situated right on 87th Avenue and 114th Street. It's right by the University Hospital. It's what people typically think of as the U of A. It's a beautiful campus. Most of our programs are situated there. But we also have our French campus, so if you are bilingual or just wish to study in French, you can check out our Campus Saint-Jean, which is located in the Bonnie Doon area of Edmonton. And we actually have a lot of students that take classes both at North Campus and Campus Saint-Jean, and we have the minibus that goes in between, so you don't even have to pay for transit. How many of you knew we had a campus in Camrose? Yes, that's what I like about groups like you. You know about Camrose. So we have our Augustana campus. What's great about Augustana is that it is a smaller liberal arts and science campus of about 1,000 students outside the city. So if you're not ready to make that leap into the 37,000 students on North Campus, Augustana is a great option for you. They do have a few less program choices, but you're still getting a full U of A degree if you graduate from Augustana. We also have a very vibrant student life. With 37,000 students, it allows us to provide more than 400 student groups and clubs. And as was mentioned for other institutions, if there's a group that you really want to start, get 10 friends to join you and you can start your own student group. There's opportunities for leadership, or if you just want to hang out and play some music. We have everything in between. Athletics. I'm sure you've heard about the U of A Golden Bears and Pandas. Those are our North Campus teams. They win championships all across Canada. We also have the Vikings out at Augustana, and they are part of the ACAC. When it comes to playing on these teams, these are elite athletes, and if you're interested at all, we highly recommend you check out the athletics website and talk directly to the coaches. If you're an athlete or you like to do physical activity, but you're not quite at the varsity level, we have more than 500 campus recreation activities. I myself am in a kickboxing class right now, and I absolutely love it. And I have friends that are playing volleyball. You can join with the team, you can do individual activities. It's just another huge advantage of having so many options open to you at the U of A. We also are really concerned with student success. So being mindful of the fact we are a large institution, we want to make sure students are really supported during their time here. So we have tons of different services, be they for personal help or making sure you get home safe at night, or just talking about things like sustainability. We have those available to our students. We also have great international opportunities. I was lucky enough this summer actually to spend the whole summer in Washington, D.C. working at the Smithsonian through the U of A. So lots of people don't think about the US as an international opportunity. It is one of them. And as you can see from my pictures here, there are tons all over the world. Cost is often something I get asked a lot about. This is our fee assessment. It is based on a full course load in the Faculty of Arts or Science. So the $5,100 mark is for your 10 classes. Fees would be things like the U-Pass. So at the U of A, we have the Universal Transit Pass. It gives you unlimited access to ETS, Strathcona County Transit, and St. Albert Transit. So that's included in the fees, as well as a health plan and access to things like our gym facilities and our healthcare facilities. The books and supplies number is a bit on the high side. We base it on student loan numbers. I don't think I've ever spent in 10 years $12,000 on books and supplies. There are lots of options, be they borrowing from the library or buying used books, so you can bring that number down a lot. So that's what you're looking at for 1 year of study at the U of A. The nice thing is we actually administer up to $25 million worth of scholarships, and we have some that entrance students automatically are eligible for based on their application. So if you get 85% or higher in the 5 courses you're presenting for admission, guaranteed $1,000. That number will only go up as your average increases and based on the faculty you apply to. We also have a couple of other entrance scholarships that are opening up in a month, one of which is for students that have a 95 average through all their years of high school, and another is for leadership opportunities. So if you really are involved in your community, that's another option to investigate for scholarships. How you apply? Figure out what program you want, go to our website, apply online, put in all the required fields, and then we'll keep in contact with you to make sure you're getting where you need to be at the U of A. So I have a few U Alberta success stories. We actually had a group of students win a national competition with our chickpea chips. We have students that are involved in television shows, athletes that are winning at the Pan Am Games. We have our dodgeball record, which we have to defend again this year, and we plan on getting it back, as well as many of the top 40 under 40 this year are U of A graduates. So I actually know Logan, he's a good friend. So it's really cool, not only do we have graduates that are successful, you get to hang out with those people too. Last couple things, we have Reg, our recruitment robot. If you have any questions about the U of A, you can actually like him on Facebook and ask the questions right there. And I will help him answer those questions so we can get them to you. The other nice thing about liking him is he tells you about events that are going on from their recruitment office. So it's really handy, it pops up right on your newsfeed. Also, you can come visit us. You can visit a class, get a tour from a current student, have an advising session, check out residence if you're interested at all. All you need to do is go to our website and fill out the web form. And now I have a little bit of time for questions, and I'll be here all day too. Yes? The question is about SATs and grade 12 transcripts. We accept the SAT course tests, not like just the general test. It's the individual course tests by themselves. You don't have to have the grade 12 as well. We actually have equivalencies for the different SAT subject tests, and I have them in a handout on my at my table. As well, they're available through our international admissions website. It's studyincanada.ualberta.ca. Any other questions? Yes. I don't have any statistics. I can only go anecdotally from what I've noticed. When it comes to labs versus lectures, if you're looking at some of those first year larger lectures, typically the lecture will be taught by a professor, and then the lab component will be taught by a graduate student. The nice thing about that is you get that lecture component where it's from the authority who's done the research. Then you have the lab where it's more of a practical component, and you're learning from someone that's closer in age to you, so they're able to relate analogies and things maybe your professor might not be able to relate to. And the other really neat thing is actually a few of our labs are taught by senior level undergraduate students. So that's a great opportunity once you get to your third and fourth year to be able to get experience in an instruction setting. So there's basically anyone from third and fourth year all the way up to postdocs that have been around forever that will be teaching classes. Any other questions? Oh, yes. So the question is how the U of A treats pro-life clubs. And the answer is actually quite simple. All our clubs are treated equally. As long as they're applying through our registration services and are a recognized club because they've done the work to get recognized, we're going to treat them like any other, as long as they're also abiding to our code of student behavior, because we have to make sure everyone on campus is respected. So that would be something that would be up to our dean of students based on what a specific situation is. So if they are a club and are abiding by the code of student behavior, then they're going to be fine. Okay, so the question is about student housing. We have a fabulous first-year residence located right by the Jubilee Auditorium called Lister Center. What that is it is dorm-style housing with double and single rooms. There are co-ed and single-sex floors. We also have dry floors and floors that are cohorted. So we have our agriculture, life, and environmental sciences faculty have built a cohort based on their Lister students. So we have opportunities available. One thing to note about residence, if you're interested at all, if you apply for residence before April 30th, you are guaranteed a spot in Lister Center. Yes? Okay, so the question is about coming from other institutions that may not have the same entrance requirements as the U of A and whether or not you're going to get in. Transfer credit is complicated, to say the least. When you're thinking about transferring, the most important thing to do is to look at the Alberta Transfer Guide first and foremost. It's going to give you a guide as to what courses are going to transfer. As to your specific question, I am unaware of that myself, that someone would be refused entry just based on that. When we're looking at transfer applicants, typically we're looking at least 24 credits of course weight. Most courses are 3 credits, therefore 8 courses we're looking at. Once you're beyond the 8 courses, we're not really going to look at your high school at all. Most important thing though is to make sure you're on a path for transfer if that is your ultimate goal by using the Alberta Transfer Guide. As a general rule, however, unfortunately, we cannot assess transfer credit until a student has applied because it is a lengthy process and different faculties have different requirements. Some may be more flexible than others. So this specific case, I don't know what all the ins and outs would have been, but it really depends on so many different factors. Cool. Now, I see we're running over into lunch, so I'm going to be at my table. If you have any questions, feel free to run by and ask me. Also, I'll be here at the end of the day to answer more questions.